Coming up on High Now Daily, lights, camera, action. We learn what went into some of the films featured at this year's Hawaii International Film Festival. Plus, a moment of zen. We get grounded in the studio on this Meditation Monday.
Plus, we're at the Hawaii Dental Service headquarters here in downtown Honolulu to learn more about their involvement with Alzheimer's Association Hawaii, and we've got the details on their annual walk. All this and more right now on High Now Daily.
Aloha and welcome to High Now Daily. I'm Lauren Taruya and we have an incredibly entertaining show for you today. We have not one, not two, but three of the incredible minds behind the Hawaii International Film Festival. Plus, we're gonna get our meditation on. We've got some yoga coming up on the show. I feel like it was designed for me today. But before we get to all of that, I'm gonna toss things over to Rachel, who is live from downtown Honolulu. How you doing, Rach?
Doing good, Lauren. Thank you so much. Yes, you're right. We are here at Hawaii Dental Service because we're talking about a walk to end Alzheimer's that's coming up November 2nd here in Honolulu. It's going to be at Magic Island. You're going to be able to walk around Ala Moana Park and also support our Alzheimer's community. And right now, I am with Dr. Diane Paloma, who is the president and CEO of HDS. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for coming. Hey, we got a guest.
We got a guest, and look at, we've got Suzanne Eugenio here. She is with Health Insurance, the marketing director there. So thank you for being here, ladies. Let's talk about this walk that's coming up. I mentioned November 2nd. It's a big one, the biggest fundraiser for Alzheimer's Association Hawaii. Let's get the numbers here.
I know. So Suzanne was just dropping by. She's going to give us some numbers on the walk.
Speaking of walk, I was just walking over from our office and happy to report that we've, at this point, as of this morning, we're at over $300,000 for the walk's fundraiser.
That's incredible. And of course, the walk is just coming up next month, but you guys have a great goal and we're going to hit that, right?
Yeah, $555,000. Don't stop, no bus. Yeah.
That's right. And so moving back to you, Diane, you folks are both co-chairing this event, and it's a really big one for you folks, not just at UHA Health, but also at HDS. Tell me a little bit about your folks' involvement.
So we are co-chairs of the walk. We both have both personal and professional connections to the Alzheimer's Association. For me, it was just a matter of personal history. My husband's grandmother had Alzheimer's. He came here to Hawaii to take care of her, and lucky for me, he ended up staying in Hawaii working, which is now my husband of 21 years.
Wow. So definitely 22 she said. So that's your personal connection, but also the work that you folks do with HDS. You were mentioning that there was a connection there as well.
Totally. So HDS has a Kupuna Smiles program, and we go into nursing care homes to provide oral health training for CNAs, for nurses, on how to brush a patient's teeth, have good oral health and hygiene for dementia and Alzheimer's patients. For caregivers out there, it's really, really hard, and Suzanne knows a thing or two about that.
Yeah, that's right, Suzanne. You are a caregiver for your mother, which is also something that you mentioned. Just in general, caregiving for anybody who may be suffering from a disease, it's hard. And so this is a great way for people to come together and support at this cause to learn more and the resources. But if you could just share with us your experience.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was just a really short time, but I was a caregiver for my own mother. And I think that really opened my eyes in terms of what that takes and what that means for the whole ohana. And so, you know, there's resources out there, and that's really what I want to help Diane, and I want to help educate and get the awareness out there that there are resources in the community, you know, especially Alzheimer's Association of Hawaii. They're here to support our caregivers and care for them.
And you folks at UHA Health Insurance, you guys are there for support as well with your programs and your services.
Yes, thank you. Yes, you know, UHA, we are, you know, being that we're Hawaii's only homegrown and physician-founded health plan, preventive and care and wellness is just really at the the core of everything that we think about and we do. And so we really also, have gotten involved just to talk about the preventive aspect. There's a lot of lifestyle things that you can do that studies have found. Sleeping right, exercising more, eating right. These can reduce up to almost 60% your risk of Alzheimer's and chronic conditions, that impact the risk of getting Alzheimer's, include, hypertension, diabetes, which is a big one for Hawaii. These are all things that are preventative, and we want to be able to share that with people.
Absolutely. And what I was told is that over 100,000 individuals right here in Hawaii have been affected by Alzheimer's every single year. And that's why it's so important for people to come together, not only at this walk, but every day. I mean, volunteers coming in, the board, the chairs, everything, just to learn a little bit more about what's going on with our community out there. So a reminder to you all, the walk, November 2nd, it's going to be at Magic Island. You get to walk around with the entire ohana. And just, if you could just tell us a couple of things that's going to be happening down there.
Awesome. There's going to be Makaha Sons opening up for us, Rolando Sanchez. We're going to have lots of activities and information booth. They'll even have physicians on site if you have any questions. It's going to be fun. We're going to get some walks and some steps in too.
That's right. So go ahead and register at alz.org/Oahu Walk. It's fun for the entire ohana as well because there is going to be a keiki tent, and that booth is going to be sponsored by D&B. So make sure you go ahead, register for the event November 2nd. Thanks, ladies. We are going to send things back in studio with Lauren. Thanks, you guys.
That looks like an incredible event, Rach. And speaking of incredible events, you just had your world premiere. I am here with the creator and director of 2 films that were made here in Hawaii. You are the producer, actor, and director, Alex Farnham. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Lauren. I'm stoked to be here.
I'm impressed. That's a lot of hats. I have to start with asking you, how was the world premiere of your film last night?
It was amazing, honestly. We sold out 2 screens. And I hadn't seen a comedy film in a theater in a while. And just being there, it felt like it was the most laughter I've heard in a theater since I last can remember. So I think the audience loved it, and I'd been working on this film for almost 8 years.
Wow.
So really excited for people to see it and continue to watch it.
Awesome. That gives me chicken skin. I love when, audiences are just interacting and really being involved with your creation. That's so awesome.
Right.
I have to ask you, what is some of the inspiration behind what you create?
One of the biggest inspirations behind comedy and creating is really to motivate the youth, the keiki here in Hawaii. I grew up in Kona, and I remember the first time I saw Beyond Paradise, directed by David Cunningham, and that was all shot in Kona. So when I watched that movie as a little boy, I was like, oh, that's the high school, that's Aliki Drive. So if somebody else can do that, that means I can do it. So really just motivating and inspiring the youth to, do what you love, and you can create here in Hawaii, wherever you're from. So that's kind of a big reason behind it. And just to, make people laugh and kind of stuff.
Absolutely, that's a huge inspiration. And speaking of inspiring keiki, you did work with a lot of local actors. Can you talk about that relationship and that importance to you?
Yes, I love working with local cast and crew and people that are passionate about what they do, what they want to create. And so the cast and crew for both films, we all worked very hard. There was challenges, but we also had a lot of fun. The director, Stefan Schaefer of $1 Million, I learned a lot from him, and from waking up in the morning, him picking me up, putting my pet pig Leroy Johnson, bringing him to set. It was a craziness, but when I look back on it, it's just the best memories.
That's awesome. And so you have 2 films in the book, but I heard that there might be something on the horizon.
Yes, we are currently in post-production on a 3rd film, which is another horror comedy, which I was very proud to have shot in the Big Island, in Kona, in my hometown. So look out for that next year as well. But currently you can see $1 million in terrestrial in theaters on all the islands during HIFF, and we hope to get a wide theatrical release early next year.
What are you hoping that people take away from your films?
I think kind of what I said, you know, really just motivate, inspire. Like if you guys have a passion out there, whether it's filmmaking or not, go for it, do it. You know, when I was a kid, when I got out of film school, I had some people that I looked up to, and their advice to me was just keep working and get your work in front of as many people as you can.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. So when I got out, I started making, you know, little films, and like $1 got on YouTube, and, you know, it went viral, and now we got the movie. So yeah.
There it is. Yeah. I mean, that's incredibly inspiring, really pushing people to keep chasing that goal, even though if it doesn't come right away,
Yeah.
just keep striving, keep pushing for that.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so where can people watch your film? Like, I know it just had its world premiere, but coming up, where can people get more information or keep following you?
Yes, you can visit HIFF.org for all the show times, and you can go to the individual theater websites where you can buy tickets. Also, follow me at Alex_Farnham on Instagram. I'll be posting on my story. The other cast members, Easton Clownin 808, we're going to be pushing out as much info as we can as we, you know, as it comes. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
you guys
you.
heard it. Make sure you follow him, go to the website, check out his films. He's incredible. And of course, we have more HIFF coming up right now on High Now Daily, so make sure you stay with us.
Yeah.
Awesome job.
Thank you so much.
Aloha and welcome back to High Now Daily. Now for our Kupuna segment today, we are going to be talking about Zen meditation. I'm joined by Kathy and Justin from the Palolo Zen Center. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so I have to ask, what is Palolo Zen Center? Tell me all about what you guys do there.
Palolo Zen Center is a Zen meditation center.
Okay.
And we teach people how to do Zen meditation.
Can you talk a little bit about what Zen meditation is specifically?
Sure. You want to take that one?
Yeah, I'd say also we've been here since 1959 here in Oahu, so
okay.
almost 65 years.
Incredible.
And so Zen meditation, we'll demonstrate it in just a little bit, but it traces its origin back to Japan and China, going over several centuries.
And what would you say is some of the main benefits that come from Zen meditation?
People do meditation for a variety of reasons, and there's lots of different types of meditation. Zen is just one form. So people do meditation in general to be calmer, to find some peace, to be able to focus their mind. In Zen, we are particularly looking at discovering who you are fundamentally.
That is so nice. Justin, I want to ask you, why would that be particularly important for our kupuna?
Well, I think a lot of times we're caught in patterns of responding to things and reacting to things, and Zen gives you the opportunity to respond more thoughtfully, with a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of openness. So you kind of can break through some of those patterns that may not be helpful in your life and create new ways of interacting with your environment.
That is so special. So when anyone, is this open to anyone, or is it just for kupuna specifically?
It's open to everyone.
Oh, that's so special. And for the activities, is it just meditation, or are there other things involved as well?
Meditation is the core of what we're doing, but we do other things. For instance, we have a beautiful temple in the back of Pololo Valley, and we have to keep it clean. So we work together to clean it, and that is a form of meditation. Yeah, and we also do chanting, which is a form of meditation, a vocal form of meditation.
That is so nice, especially when you all come together and do it together.
Right.
Definitely feels more, I feel more comfortable when you have others around you.
Right.
And then lastly, Justin, I want to ask, like, how do people get more involved or, learn more about how they can participate with you guys?
Yeah, so we offer an orientation to meditation once a month, on a Saturday. Our next is October 19th. Okay. So if you're interested, we have a website, diamondsangha.org, or you can email us at info@diamondsangha.org.
There we go, and we'll have that up for everyone, just in case. Make sure you check out their website. And of course, stay with us, everyone, because we are actually going to be demonstrating Zen meditation right here. We've got our production manager, Michael Harris, right here. So stay with us, because when we come back from the break, it's going to be namaste.
Aloha and welcome back to Hi Now Daily. We are here at Hawaiʻi Dental Service headquarters in downtown Honolulu, and we've got an entire team working on putting together these beautiful flowers that's going to be all a part of the Walk to End Alzheimer's on November 2nd. And right now, I'm going to sit down with Caroline Witherspoon of Becker Communications. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh yes, thank you.
Yes, it looks like you're holding on to a purple flower. These represent other things that in the Alzheimer's community. If you can share with us what that means.
Of course, so these are our promise flowers. So everybody who comes to the walk will have an opportunity to pick a flower that best represents them. For me, I picked the purple flower because it represents that I've lost a loved one to Alzheimer's disease. My grandfather passed away from the disease more than 20 years ago. Wow. So I also have other family members who've been affected, so it's near and dear to my heart. Other colors that are available, there's the blue flower that represents somebody living with Alzheimer's or dementia. We have our orange flower, which represents those who support the mission and the vision of a world without Alzheimer's. And then we have the yellow flower, which is representative of those who care for somebody currently living with Alzheimer's disease.
Wow, and to see everybody coming together, you guys really have your work cut out for everybody here in the building, but also it's going to be because there's a lot of people attending, right?
We're expecting more than 2,000 people, so yes, we'll have an assembly line going for the next few weeks here.
All right, well, I wanted to talk a little bit more about your involvement. You're part of the board and how you kind of found your way here and your support for Alzheimer's Association Hawaii.
Yeah, so after my grandfather passed away, it was something that I just wanted to get more involved in, find a way that I could help raise awareness, raise funds. The walk was my first entree into it, and then was invited to join the board. But since then, I've had several family members unfortunately be diagnosed. I have friends whose family members have been diagnosed, so anything that I can do to help raise awareness and help to raise funds, I'm in.
Yeah, and you said you've been, a part of the board for probably about 10 years, but
Yes.
even before that, you mentioned your grandpa 20 years ago now. Yeah. So just being able to have the support groups and the programs that Alzheimer's Hawaii is a part of and that they offer the community, how special is that? Because I just was informed that over 100,000 individuals here in Hawaii have the Alzheimer's, and those numbers they have to go down, right?
It's really crazy, and we actually at the walk every year have one white flower, and that white flower signifies hopefully that someday that we will have our first Alzheimer's survivor. And I can only imagine being able to walk one day where everybody's holding a white flower because we found a cure.
Absolutely. I mean, we'd all love to see that. So as you pick up your purple one, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna see what we can help. Let's help make and assemble these. So we have got Dan, we've got Dee, we've got Wendy and Jordan. Mahalo you guys for supporting the cause and of course getting together to put all of these flowers together. I want to remind everybody that the walk is on November 2nd, and that was so easy to put together. So if you need more volunteers, you better call these guys because it was so easy. You just put these on, you put a little bit of these leaves. So again, November 2nd, it is at Magic Island. It is a very short walk. You can walk it as many times as you want, and to register, it's very easy. It's alz.org/Oahu Walk. There's going to be so much fun to be had down there in Ala Moana from a keiki tent that's sponsored by Dave & Buster's. There's also going to be entertainment from Makaha Sons, Rolando Sanchez, and just a whole bunch of resources. You can meet the docs and talk story and ask questions. Anything that you need, that Alzheimer's Association Hawaii, they've got you covered, as well as HDS and UHA. And thank you so much, Caroline, for being here.
Thank you.
And of course to the volunteers.
You.
Yes! Go ahead and register right now. We are going to take a break and we'll be back with more of Hi Now Daily. All right, let's walk to end Alzheimer's, you guys. Let's keep going. I only made one. Let's make more. Give me more. Give me more. We'll be making the white flowers, though.
Aloha, we are back in studio with the Palolo Zen Center, and I myself am feeling already very zen, Kathy.
Wonderful.
So can we just start off, I know we're gonna get into a demonstration, but just start off by telling us what this posture is that we're in right now.
Sure. Well, we're sitting on some cushions called a zabuton.
Okay.
And this round one we're sitting on is called a zafu. And we have extra little support cushions here so that it's really important that you find a position that you can sit in without moving.
Oh, okay.
And
Michael, do you want this support cushion?
Yeah, so you can use these. You can tuck them under your knee if you want, if you need to, or put them under your butt to get a little higher. It's really important to have 3 points of support. 1, 2, 3, so that you're balanced. If a knee is up in the air, it's not very stable.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that. And anyone can probably follow at home right now, too.
Please do. So what we want to do is keep our back straight. And you just saw me lean forward and stick my butt out a little bit so that I'm sitting on this cushion in a little bit of a wedge shape. And it allows me to keep my back straight. My spine just rises right off of my pelvis. You want to keep your head upright. You're not going to sit like this. This promotes thinking. You're not going to sit like this because it also promotes thinking. You're going to keep your head right upright and tuck your chin just a little bit. We put our hands left over right, thumbs touching in our lap.
Wow, yes, I can feel this alignment already. I feel like this is my best posture I've ever had.
You look terrific, Lauren.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Kathy, what goes next after you've found the physical practice?
We're sitting right in the world, so we don't close our eyes with this type of meditation. We keep them open, but lower them, because we're not looking at anything, we're just mainly letting light in. We can hear the sounds that are around us, and the light comes in to keep our brains alert. Then what we do is we count our breaths.
Okay.
This is a beginning practice, but it's a complete practice. So what we're going to do, and Justin's going to demonstrate here, count first your inhalation, then your exhalation. Counting 1, 2, and your inhalation 3, exhalation 4. And we're going to count all the way until we get up to 10. And then we start again at 1. It sounds pretty easy, but it's actually hard to get to 10 without our thoughts pulling us astray. So when they do, because they're going to, just bring it back to the counting. 1, 2, 3. And of course, you're counting to yourself.
Right, you're not doing it out loud.
Right.
And is there, are you always breathing in and out of your nose, or do you ever exhale through your mouth?
It's usually your nose. If you find that you're breathing in your mouth tends to get dry.
Okay.
So better to use your nose, but some people tend to breathe through their mouths, and that's okay.
And I wanted to ask, Michael was talking about how he actually attends some of your meditations and how gorgeous the area is. Can you just talk about Palolo's landscape and what you have out there?
Palolo is a gem in Honolulu. We're in the back of the valley.
Wow.
It's very rural back there. There's a lot of forest and jungle. We have feral pigs and feral chickens, and when you're there in the early morning and the evenings, you can hear the birds waking up or going to sleep. It's just beautiful.
It sounds like a magical experience. What time of day do you normally do this meditation at?
We sit every morning from 6 to 7.
Wow, early birds.
Right, and then you can get on with your day. And also some evenings from 7 to 9 p.m.
Wow, that's wonderful. And just a reminder for anybody who wants to get more information or would like to attend this class for the first time, where can they go?
You can go to our website at diamondsangha.org. That's diamond, like diamond, and then Sangha, SANGHA.org. Or you can email us at info@diamondsangha.org.
Oh, perfect. All the information. Kathy, Justin, thank you so much for being in studio with us today. I already feel at peace.
Thank you very
And for
much.
those of you at home, I hope you followed along. Don't go anywhere though, because we have more High Now Daily coming up right after the break. Aloha and welcome back to Hi Now Daily. Now the Hawaii International Film Festival is underway, and joining me to talk more about HIFF is the HIFF Executive Director, Becky Stocchetti. Thank you so much for being here.
Aloha, thank you so much for having us.
I fought through it, we got through it.
It was great.
Now, I got to see you shine at Halekulani during the premiere night. Can you just tell me how that was, and what's the energy like this year?
We have had such an incredible opening weekend at the 44th Annual Hawaii International Film Festival presented by Halekulani. We had an amazing reception at the beautiful Halekulani Garden Terrace. And then we had the most incredible opening night film of Tina, the world premiere, the film from Samoan writer, director, and starring Samoan actresses. And this past weekend, we have had amazing world premieres, including $1 Million, The Motherlode, just the most great films and filmmakers from all over the world. We had filmmakers from Aotearoa, from Africa, from Iceland. It's been a really, really wonderful couple of days.
It sounds like some incredible representation of so many different cultures, but all colliding right here in Hawaii. And I know that's a huge part of your mission. So, personally, what are some of your highlights from this week?
Oh my goodness. Well, we had Sir Roger Deakins and his wife, James Ellis Deakins, who are, some of the most amazing living cinematographers right now, do a number of events with HIFF 44. And of course, our Made in Hawaii program as well has been taking off like crazy. And we're so excited for these filmmakers.
Absolutely. We love when it's made right here in Hawaii. And I did want to ask you, what are some of the feature films that you want to tell people?
Oh, there's
look out for these.
So much amazing stuff coming up. There are so many great films coming up. We have features from all around the world. But I do want to say our shorts programs are out of this world. We are an Academy Award qualifying film festival for our international shorts, and we have so many great shorts programs over the next week. And we added another theater to our university shorts program, which is presented by BMW of Honolulu. We're so grateful to BMW. They do such amazing support for students. So there's a ton of really amazing shorts programs to check out.
Awesome. You're cultivating all the partnerships, getting everyone involved. That is so important. I did want to ask you about the awards categories. Can you tell me a little bit about what we're looking at this year?
Yes, on Saturday is our awards gala, also at Halekulani. And we have 5 different competition programs with 5 juries from around the world. And then we also have honorees. So we are honoring Sandra Ng, who you saw on screen just a minute ago, the incredible actress from Hong Kong, Stanley Nelson, the amazing documentary filmmaker, and the whole team from Interior Chinatown.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a night among the stars. Do you know any other celebrities that might be popping in that night?
Well, that's a secret.
Ooh!
The winning films and the other pop-ins are, you have to be there to find out.
Absolutely. And, just for community shout out, if you could tell everyone watching right now, how important is it to support HIFF right now?
Well, I'm biased, but it is super important. A core of HIFF's mission is supporting our local film industry and bringing the world to Hawaii to network with our local filmmakers here and share talent, knowledge, skill sets, and hopefully create even more incredible work in the future. So definitely come check us out. We have added screenings of our centerpiece film, Molokaʻi Bound, as well as Tina for this closing weekend. There's a lot to see, experience, and meet.
Yeah, well, you are maybe biased, but you're speaking the truth, so we love it. For anyone that wants to get more information or, of course, follow you, where can they go?
You can check us out. Our whole program is at hiff.org. You can buy tickets, passes. We have lots of panels, events coming up, everything at hiff.org.
Perfect. So make sure you go to their website. And Becky, thank you so much for being here. Come here, you gotta give me a hug. And we have to showcase our epic chairs right here. Make sure you guys stay with us. You're watching Hi Now Daily, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Hi Now Daily. Now, one of the Made in Hawaii films at HIFF highlights indigenous snails. And joining us now all the way from Pakistan is the writer, producer, and director of Oli Kahuli, Muhammad Ali Ijaz. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so tell me, indigenous snails. Why? What is this all about?
Well, why not? Because at the end of the day, snails are a very important part of the ecosystem, and Hawaiian snails are extremely beautiful and highly endangered, sadly. And the interesting thing about these snails is that there were at least 1,000 species of land snails which were found in Hawaii, compared to maybe 1,000 species found across continental USA. So just this small island had so many different species of these beautiful land snails, which also played an important part in Hawaiian culture as well. Wow. So I thought, this is something that needs to be highlighted, a story needs to be told about this, and that's why I ended up making this film.
Absolutely. Well, I have no idea, and it sounds like it's going to be an amazing educational opportunity for our community. Now I have to ask you, you're coming all the way from Pakistan. Can you tell me how you came from there all the way here to Hawaii?
Well, I only had to cross 3 oceans, and I'm originally from Pakistan, and I make wildlife and environmental films back in my country. And I was here in Hawaii for 2 years at the University of Hawaii doing my master's degree with the East-West Center. And that's when I was able to make this film. It was a part of my capstone project for my master's program.
That's awesome. And so where did the inspiration behind indigenous snails specifically come to you?
Right. So as I said, I love telling stories about wildlife, nature. That's something really close to me. And when I came to Hawaii, I read a lot about the extinctions and what's been happening to the environment here. And when I found out about the snails, I thought, that's something that people should know about. And at the end of the day, snails are something that we just overlook. Usually people are more interested in these celebrity animals, like the pandas and
Yes.
the snow leopards, which we have back in Pakistan, by the way. But I usually like highlighting those animals which are sort of overshadowed by these other species,
I love
which get
that.
the limelight.
You're but care about the snails, people. Care about the snails.
Absolutely. We should care about all the creatures that live on our planet, because at the end of the day, the smallest creature has a very important role to play.
Absolutely. It's all part of the cycle.
All part of the cycle. And in my films, what I try to do is ask the question, why should we care? Mm-hmm. And the answer to that is, how does that affect us? Mm-hmm. And if it affects our culture, if it affects our identity, if it affects our health, that's when we care. It has to sort of talk to us, and so that's what I try to do.
Yes, it sounds like the
films.
answer is in your film. I also wanted to ask, I know you have something on the horizon. Can you talk a little bit about an additional project you're working on?
Absolutely. So I have so many dream projects, but one of the projects that I'm actually working on are the last crocodiles that we have in Pakistan, the last wild crocodiles.
Wow.
And these crocodiles are now found in a beautiful remote river in the province of Balochistan. And I've been able to make a trailer for that film, and I'm trying to get it funded. And I just really look forward to telling the story of these wild crocodiles, which are last of their kind in Pakistan.
Wow, well, thank you for being a change maker in the world. It is so important to tell these stories. And for anyone that wants to see the premiere, when is that happening?
So it's happening tomorrow, but the tickets are sold out.
Oh.
And HIFF has been incredible, because they were able to, highlight this particular topic through my film, and I'm so glad that I'm here for HIFF. And at the end of the day, I would really encourage everybody to come to HIFF, because they have an amazing selection of films from across the world, and it's an opportunity to get entertained, to get educated. To watch my film, you could come on the 10th to the Kahala theaters.
You nailed it. Kahala
And
Theaters.
my film is playing in the Made in Hawaii Shorts segment. So please do come and watch my film and the other films as well. And follow me on Instagram if you can, and to sort of support my film. It's Ali Leo 555 at my Instagram account.
All right, make sure you give him a follow and of course support his amazing works. It's all for our environment. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, you're watching High Now Daily. We'll be right back. I had no idea.
Aloha and welcome back to High Now Daily. Right now I'm sitting down with Steve Tam, who is a volunteer with Alzheimer's Association Hawaii. Thank you for sitting down with me today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Yes, okay, let's talk story because you've been participating with the walks and you've also been volunteering for quite a long time. Can you just share with us a little bit about how you found Alzheimer's Association Hawaii?
Sure, you know, it's something where life is so unpredictable. And it really was the last thing on my mind to get associated with the Alzheimer's Association. You know, what happened was I was just living life. You know, I was working, I was raising the family, but then, you know, what happened was my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And at that point, my life just really kind of changed. What happened was that myself, but also my family as well, really our lives were turned upside down, and really it was kind of like it was turned inside out. Mm-hmm. You know, it was something where for us, you know, just the shock of the disease, because we really didn't know anything about the disease. We didn't know how to be a caregiver. I knew the last thing in the world about how to care for my dad. You know, but it's really so devastating because my dad lost his memory. He lost his ability to talk, and he couldn't walk as well too. You know, it's something where that unknown and the uncertainty, you know, resulted in my leaving my 20-year business career because I needed to help my family.
Right. And sometimes, you know, when things happen in life, you don't know what to do, where to go, who to talk to. And when you found Alzheimer's Association, they were there to help you through all of this, right?
Yeah, because it's something where it's such a shock to the system. You don't know where to turn to. And so what happened is the Alzheimer's Association was there for me because it helped me to understand more about the disease. It's a disease, first of all, is the main thing that I learned, and then it's not something that just comes with normal age. And so that understanding and the support was really so vital to me. And so what happened is I ended up being a volunteer because I wanted to be able to help other families as well too, just like how the Alzheimer's helped me. But really, one of the things that really changed my life too, and really one of the honors that I had in my life was when the Alzheimer's Association, you know, asked me to join them as an employee and as a team member to really kind of advance the cause. I've since retired from the Alzheimer's Association, but it's something where it still is such a passion to me that I continue to volunteer. I volunteer on the Walk to End Alzheimer's. It's really my way to show awareness and also to fundraise. We gotta find that cure so that we can someday end Alzheimer's, not only for my kids, but also for everybody in Hawaii and all across the world as well too.
Absolutely. Your commitment and your passion for the cause, it doesn't go unnoticed. You're doing such a fabulous job. And you mentioned your family. You brought these beautiful pictures. It looks like we've got your dad here, and then we've also got your family over there.
Yes.
I mean, they're so proud.
You know, the thing is that I really am doing this for my dad, you know, and he was really so vibrant and so much a family member. And he cared so much for my son and my daughter. It affected them equally when he was diagnosed as well too. When we talk about caregivers are not just, you know, the older folks, you know, that are helping out. Caregiving reaches across the spectrum. You know, my children were caregivers as well too. Caregivers are ones that help out with taking people to Costco, taking people to the doctor, just helping water the lawn, you know. And the thing is that I think it was very much something that really helped my son and daughter because they knew that they could help out when my dad needed the help, because he was there for them, you know, from the very beginning.
Well, you are raising your keiki, right? And to see them helping along, I know you mentioned they're caregivers as well, and having the support of Alzheimer's Association has been huge for your ohana. And just talking about the programs and the helplines, you know, that helped you in a major way.
Yeah, because if anything, I really need to tell people that they really should not be too proud to ask for help. You know, oftentimes I see families, they kind of like suffer in silence, don't tell anybody about what they're going through. And the reason is because they don't want to ask, because there's still that stigma and shame that's attached to the disease. You know, but early on, you know, after my dad was diagnosed, you know, the Alzheimer's Association, you know, really told me about that, hey, we should go to a caregiver support group, you know, and for Alzheimer's, for people with families that were dealing with Alzheimer's. So when my mom and I went, what we found out is that there were so many other families very similar to us. We're not the only ones that had the same type of issues, the same challenges, the same anxieties and fears. What happened was it was great to be able to talk to other people to understand what they did, you know, what kind of practical common sense solutions they had as well too. It was invaluable to us to be able to do that. The other thing that was really good was that, you know, oftentimes people, you know, it could be late at night where they start feeling overwhelmed or alone, and there's no one to talk to. And so how the Alzheimer's also helps as well too is that there's a helpline that's available 24/7. And so on the other end of the line is a way to be able to get a real quick and easy way to talk to somebody, and a trained professional as well too.
Many, many different ways to get support if you need the support, of course. Thank you so much, Steve, for sitting down.
It's my pleasure.
And talking story with us. And of course, a big way to support Alzheimer's Association Hawaii is always to attend the walk that's coming up November 2nd. Please register at alz.org/Oahu Walk. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.